Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you for today? Let me to introduce myself. My name is Salah Satu Nikma, and I will to tell about how to quickly improve your English listening skills anywhere and tips for improving English listening with independent study. So there are some tips. I hope you can watch it and repeat it or try to apply it in your day. The first is study a little bit at a time. Only have a few minutes a day to study? Perfect. Believe it or not, that's even better than having a lot of time to study. I recently discovered that my favorite learning method, studying around 15 or 20 minutes a day instead of a few hours in one sitting, actually has an micro learning. And number two is listen to the Sound English podcast every day for a week. Find a podcast that you find interesting or entertaining and choose one episode. Listen to that episode every day for a week. While you are driving, writing the post-basing thesis and others on, pick out words or phrases that are difficult to understand and look them up on the first and second days. Don't forget to hit pause and listen again. Number three is overhear an English conversation. If you are living somewhere where English is spoken, take an afternoon to hand for an English conversation. And next is take advantages of white noise. White noise can mean different things and its dictionary definition is quite complicated even for native speakers. Next is read and listen at the same time. Another way Another way to improve your listening skill is to use two sources of information at the same time. This simply means that you should be not only listening but also getting your English from another place at the same time. And next again is experiment with different accents. Our American movies are easier for you to understand than British movies, or maybe the opposite is true. You may have trouble understanding some English accent the first few times you listen to them. This is normal, even native English speaker can have trouble understanding different English accent. And the last is listen as you sleep. No, I haven't gone crazy. It's actually possible to practice your English while you sleep. This kind of practice is perfect if you want to learn new words or improve your pronunciation. However, you have to choose your videos or audios properly. You don't want to wake up and realize you have been learning Chinese instead of English. So that's all for me. I hope you can understand and practice it at home. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name Miftahul Jannah, NIM 9322099818. In this occasion, I would like to explanation about the use of songs in improving listening comprehension in English. It has been reported to help second language learners acquire vocabulary and grammar, improve spelling, and develop the linguistic skill of reading, writing, speaking, and listening. Through songs, students discover the natural stretching and compacting of the stream of English speech. Listening to song has been proven to be beneficial in terms of psychology as well. The most commonly applied procedure in this task is fill in the blanks activity. Whittaker has a three-step process for this activity that she has found successful. The first, students hear the entire song twice. The second, the song is played a third time with pause after each line to give the students time to write. And last, the song is played a final time in its entirety to allow students to check what they have written. This is the step in implementing the strategy. The first is choose a song. The selection of singers from specific origin does help better comprehension when compared to the clarity of the pronunciation and the instrumentation factors. The instrumentation has a considerable effect on comprehension and thus should be taken into consideration when selecting songs. And the next, it is best to ask all the words the students already knows. And the teacher prepares the song lyrics typed on the computer and some words are deleted. The words that we removed were mostly function words such as determines, pronouns, auxiliary verb, and quantifiers as well as some body words which they understood well. The next, the blank lines are then distributed to the student and the song plays. All songs are played in the classroom 2 or 3 times depending on time availability from a laptop computer with additional speaker attached. The songs are played 3 times. First, without pause, second, with pause, and third, without pause. After the students have listened to all the songs, the paper is checked to see how many blanks were not filled in. And the last comments are also taken to determine the difficulty level of the songs. And this is my references. I think it's enough. Sorry if I have a mistake. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Atika Nurfadila. Here, I would explain about teaching listening for young learners using odd one out game. Game can interesting activity for students to learn English. By using games, they will feel happy to learn English and not feel difficult. Odd One Out is an English game even based on the American. This is a game that develops listening for a particular piece of information, and we can use this fun listening game to practice a variety of vocabulary. Step in implementing the strategy. First, ask the students to stand in a circle. Second, explain to the students that you are going to say a contained set of words. Third, say a string of words to students that are part of a particular theme or category. 4. Insert one word into the set that does not belong and ask students to identify the word that does not belong. 5. If they hear a word that does not belong to that set, they must stop what they are doing. 6. Ask all the students to do an animal action, for example, hop like a frog, jump like a kangaroo, and other. 7. When the students hear a word that does not belong, they stop doing the action and out of the game. Example: apple, banana, leopard, pear, and avocado. The word leopard is an animal, but the rest of the words are types of fruits. 8. Start off with an easy example like this and later make the categories less obvious or make the odd word of a slightly different category. For example, say a list of vegetables and insert one fruit. 9. Can be repeated with a lexical word, for example, nouns, adjective, and preposition. 10. The last student standing wins the game. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Ahmadiana Dwi Ardianti. Here, I'm going to explain how to teach listening for young learner using pedal drive game. Play is proper activity to teach language accompanying action which is mandated by Curriculum 2006 to the young learners. Game is one kind of play. As a play gives certain benefit, game does too. Games can motivate the learner to learn the language. From many games, one of them that can complete the young learner development according to Piquet, Erection, and Freud is pedal drive game. Pedal drive game is an information type game that requires the player to give instruction to the other player in order to completing the text. In this game, the student will be put in some group. In one group, there will be guidance player and blindfold player. Guidance players are the player who give instruction to the blindfold player. Blindfold player means in the player whose eyes are covered by handkerchief and given response into some action. The player will use instruction such as glue the ornament, hang the map, turn left, turn right, go ahead, down, up, and so on. The aim of using this game is to train the student listening skill by giving response to the instruction. Then, the procedure of this game are divide student group, explain the rules, divide student area, object, and play dice, and follow the instruction to decorate classroom. Step in implementing the strategy. The first is putting the children into a group that consists of 7 students. The second is explaining the rules and procedures clearly to the student. The third is putting media such as ornament, maps, poster, and location maps for decorating in the place where all the students can see and reach. The fourth is the teacher puts the groups of the students on their area that will be decorated and give a set of the material to be used in decorating for each group. The fifth is the blindfold player will take one of the media and helping tools in the middle of the class and mention it to her or his friends. The last is the eyes of the blindfold player will be covered by handkerchief by guidance player. That's all for me. I'm so sorry if I make a mistake. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Roihatul Janah. Now I would like to tell you about a technique to teaching listening for young learners. Here I choose teaching listening for young learners through group classes using telephone game. Listening plays a key part in the young learners' language development simply because it is their main source of sample language and it constitutes the springboard for language acquisition and hence their future spoken production. Okay, steps in implementing the strategy. First, have your students get in a circle. Second, one person will start the phone call by whispering a secret message in the ear of the person next to him or her. And then that person then whispers it to the next, and so on. Then, the listeners only gets one chance to hear the message, so he or she has to pass on whatever was heard. And then, once the message goes all the way around the circle, the last person repeats the message out loud. And the last, usually, it will be a scrambled up version of simple word or familiar vocabularies. So, in this game, students are responsible for listening carefully to their peers as well as successfully relaying a message. It encourages students to determine similar sounding words from one another and can be used as a starter activity to introduce any topic. Okay, that's all for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I'm Agnesa Permatasari, and now I will tell you about the teaching listening skills to young learners using Simon Says game. Teaching English has become more challenging than ever, especially in teaching listening. Listening skill develop in the very beginning of a child's learning of language. Listening is a natural process in acquiring a new language. The average score of the students was about 45%. It means that the students' listening comprehension was low. To solve the problem, the teacher should improve the quality of students' listening skill and students' active participation. One of the techniques that the teacher can apply in teaching listening is game, because game is one of fun activities that can make students interested to learn and increase students' participation. Children learn through game. Simon Says game can be used in teaching listening. Simon Says game can enhance listening comprehension because in playing this game we listen first to the command and act it out after. This game gives the learner to the opportunity to experience the language in use in contexts that are meaningful and enjoyable and to practice using them over and over again. It helps the learners to understand, remember, and later to reuse the language. Here are the steps in implementing the strategy. The first step is have your student get in a circle in the class. The step 2 is the students will play Simon Says game which provide name of things in classroom. The third step is the teacher being Simon in the game who could give some instruction or commands such as Simon says close the door, Simon says clean the whiteboard, and etc. The fourth step is for the students who done the command without paying attention to the words Simon says were eliminated from the game. The last step is the students that could survive until the last of the game could being a Simon that can give commands and win the game. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.